Hello, everyone. My name is Kara, and I'm going to be playing the role of narrator.
My name is Tommy. I'm going to be playing the role of Charlie.
My name is Emma, playing the role of Francis.
My name is Noah. I'm going to play the role of Shepherd.
An idea was told to me long ago. I was told we are not made for this world. Where then is the world for which I was made? What if the place was nowhere, and what if the idea was nothing? What if I had only to reach out and get it? Would I then be somewhere I need not struggle, breathe, need not eat or cry? Don't forget to feed me, and I won't forget to feed you.
Don't forget to feed me, and I won't forget to feed you.
Talking to yourself again, Charlie? What is it this time?
We are part of something larger now. Can you feel it, Francis? The wind steering the tilt of your gaze? Your feet twitching to march forth out into that hazy wilderness?
Oh, what of it? We've launched ourselves into the abyss, an unknown made from bits of sand and rock. I am grateful to breathe the air, except it fills my lungs with dust. I am grateful to see the horizon, except it shakes with heat. We may die in pursuit of this far-off land, that elusive endpoint you seek.
We may die while not in pursuit of it as well. We may die by the hands of those behind us in pursuit. Come now, we've waited here too long already.
So, off we go again. You know as well as I what resides at the end of this map. Nothing, or more of the same, stretched out to infinity.
I trust our exact path will be made clear soon. You must continue to believe in our quest, or you may lose your head.
I fear it's you who's lost your head. We've traveled endlessly, perhaps 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 millennia, and the scenery has remained the same. Can't you admit now that your plan is weak, if even a plan at all? You would pretend to head towards something before you could admit you were running away. I suppose it would seem better than looking like a coward.
I won't be called a coward.
We've conveniently departed from civilization, and with it go your problems. I do now regret following you in the first place. If I only knew what torturous purgatory lay in wait for me when I first joined you. I should turn myself back around now to save my own soul.
This same conversation, dragged out again. How often will you threaten to leave, Francis? I know you won't go.
We are both wanted, headed to our likely deaths on the run. Perhaps we should turn around, change our course, change our appearances even, start anew somewhere rather than continue on. Please, can we? Or should I go alone? I promise I might. What would you do without me?
What you say still changes nothing in my mind. I am steadfast. Admit it. You followed me because you were too desperate for the truth, for a vindication of sorts. And I have been kind not to inquire as to your life before we met. So I believe you owe me the decency of shutting your mouth, mounting your horse and continuing on. Arguing is pointless at this juncture, and pleading even worse. If you leave, we will most certainly encounter separate dangers and die, whereas now we may face them together. Think of it as a redemption of your soul from its misdeeds, one last remaining loyalty unbroken. And besides, you were too good, too compassionate to leave. I know your nature, Francis.
I despise you for many reasons, but I have no choice in the matter. If I do not die alone in this desert, your lunacy will kill me later.
If I should drown here and now, of my own volition, would it be a freer death? What death could bring me solace? If death were to come in the night or quickly by a shot to the heart or head, would this send my bodiless spirit to either turmoil or sanctuary? Pointless to wonder, but I wonder all the same, with a mind that dances within this corporeal form, or at least this illusion.
What is that up ahead? It appears to be a crumpled up sack or some kind of slain beast.
Quiet. We approach with caution.
Hello, sir? Are you alive?
I am not so sure of it now, but in a sense, I suppose I am.
How do you mean?
What is your name, stranger?
I am called Shepherd.
Poor soul. You have low health. Are you hurt?
What is your business here?
As you can see, I am not here of my own choosing. Come and untie me, kind strangers.
How do we know you were summoned to be trusted as an untied man? You may have a knife in your pocket and mean to harm us as soon as we draw near.
If I had a knife, I would have cut myself free, surely.
But what if you are merely bait and others sit just out of sight, waiting to attack?
Would they not have already come out from the bushes to attack? I have no one.
Then, as I said before, what is your business here? As in, why have you been abandoned here? If anything, this proves you have been disloyal, contemptuous, evil of some sort.
I could say the same about the both of you. You have the look of deserters, outlaws, thieves. But come now, untie me, take me to the nearest town, drop me to the nearest jailhouse. I will not protest. A cell would be preferable to this death in this forsaken wilderness. You might get a reward for my capture. There might be a price on my head as of now.
Either you are the embodiment of evil, or these are cowardly criminals who leave a man to die in this manner.
A coward recognizing their own kind.
Francis, a word?
Perhaps you see yourself as a virtuous man, but Francis is right. You who have the look of someone who has turned heel and fled at the first sign of danger. Someone who's had the sun in their eyes a few days now, heading endlessly west for what? I couldn't say myself. Perhaps asking the likes of you for help was my first mistake. So then, you lawless fiends, what keeps you from putting a bullet through my head right now? Do so or rescue me from these bindings. Anything but this limbo I've been forced to endure, anything but this agony of mind, this creeping pain.
I cannot have you undermining my character in front of this uncommon stranger.
I've experienced nothing but grief, encountered nothing but trouble while traveling with you. You're a stubborn fool bent on proving your own self-worth. If you were concerned with anything else in this world, you would help this man.
Not everyone is fated to live, Francis. I survived because of my steadfastness. This man has clearly ended up in this state for a reason. If you are so disgruntled, maybe I do not need your kinship on this journey after all.
Steadfastness? You survive in spite of your ignorance. You're a terrible shot and depend on my presence for survival. You know that I cannot in good conscience leave you, just as I cannot in good conscience leave this man to die. The reason he has ended up in this way could be due to the same ignorance of those like yourself, and how would you even know? If we cannot agree what to do with this man, at least we must bring him along. Perhaps he'll regret asking us for help, but his fate will at least be in our hands now. We truly are a pitiful lot.
A coward's choice if there ever was one. Neither of you have the spine to save me.
We've wasted enough time already. We must ride on. Stranger, you are to stay silent. We cannot have you voicing your concerns. We do not care for nor enjoy your company.
Somewhere in the telling, I confused the myth. I broke with my own story and told another. The strings of the tale became entangled, taking the shape of a stranger. Soon, it split away from me, standing to face its author, waiting for nightfall with a menacing grin.
Shepard here is correct about our true nature, you know. We are aimless cowards, all of us, running from our crimes. I feel hopeless, to be frank. My ability to yearn for a different life has ceased. I can no longer imagine a life outside of this. Perhaps yearning requires optimism, a belief that a better, different world could exist from this one. You seem to have no trouble imagining that world. In your mind, we are headed straight toward it, unblinking. Your mind must be so clear. The path from here to there must be so easy to imagine, to that place where it would be just like starting over.
Francis, be mindful. Do not speak of our quest in the presence of this stranger.
This man is completely at our mercy now. And anyway, how could he endanger us with this vague information? I will speak freely.
You will speak as freely as one with a gun to their head.
Oh, Charlie, your gun to my head would miss by a mile. You're lucky I stand by my word, you know, to see this journey through even though it is based in madness.
Yes, we've heard of your ongoing devotion, your kindness, the importance of your word, but you forget who saved you from execution.
You didn't save me.
I provided you with a horse and weapon.
Oh, so you saved me in one respect. But now you've led us here, into the endless desert on a madman's journey.
A hero's journey.
Out here, it appears the hero and the madman are one and the same.
Arguing with you has once again distracted me. I've lost all sense of direction. Let us pause a moment.
I'd like to stop for a meal.
You who have the look of two spineless characters caught by their own tails as they ran, tell me, when will we be heading off again? I'd very much like to be relieved of my bonds in the safety of any town.
I deliberately asked him not to speak for this reason. We've rescued this criminal, and now he's making demands as if he is our errant child.
It's only a simple question to which we might owe an answer. After all, we did not technically rescue him fully. Is there a cost to sharing our knowledge with him?
It's why he needs to know that irks me.
He is bound with rope. Should there be another reason?
He is lucky to be alive. Is that not sufficient? And why was he left for dead on the side of the road? I return to that question.
Who among us hasn't been tied up and left for dead?
I have not.
Count yourself lucky. You're a strange outlaw to have not encountered something like that.
If it is so commonplace, do you trust him enough to untie the man?
Not now, certainly not.
You are a hypocrite, then.
I would not expect him to be kind to us after we've traveled so far with him slung across the back of a horse.
We haven't tortured him. All we've done is leave him how he was. Easier to transport him this way.
At some point, we'll have to cut him loose. You know the next town. He will not be jailed for long. Most likely hanged.
Yes, but he does not know that.
So you'll deliver a man to his death?
What does it matter? We've already rescued him from a certain death, and in my opinion, we should not have intervened. His death was inevitable, and from the moment we picked him up, we have had control over only the when and the where.
On my honor, I cannot deliver a man to his death. And now we have ruined his trust by leaving him tied. If we would only have extended a trusting hand, maybe we wouldn't be so woefully paranoid now.
My feelings would remain the same.
How could you live your life? To be so cynical, so suspect. You leave no room for the possibility of joy.
What joy? What life? You act as if we are not already forced into a life of crime, beyond our choosing, beyond our control. I'm no veteran outlaw, but I don't know any that have spoken so virtuously. Joy, honor, trust. It's almost as if you are no outlaw at all.
What do I need to prove to you? You distrust me because I don't share your cynical outlook? Do all outlaws have to conform to your misanthropical views?
I didn't know you before we began this journey, and I may not know you any better now. Up until this point, I've respected your anonymity, but now I wonder at your motivations in joining me. That day, in the prison, when the door broke open and we all ran free. I don't remember seeing you before that point. I never saw you. I never heard your name.
Charlie. What are you trying to say? Who do you think I am?
I think you are the law of the land come to turn me in.
If I were the law, would I have let us get this far? Would I have picked up this hog-tied man?
The answer is simple. You mean to turn us both in. Turn us in at the next town who will take us. At the last stop, before the unknown territory, you plan on reaping your reward. All this suspiciously moral behavior was all in service to turn us both, dear Shepherd and me, over to the authorities. That must be it. I'm convinced of it now.
I shall not be grouped in with the likes of you.
It seems that even Shepard has twice the character that you possess. Oh, what does it matter to me anymore? It's true, I once was an upholder of the law.
Ha! So I'm correct.
But I was then a prisoner like you. I was stripped of my title, put away, locked away, just as you were in those cold cells, awaiting my fate. And I was no deserter like you, no.
Coward.
I was preparing myself for my inevitable execution when we were all set free. Before the door swung open, I was prepared to never feel the sun on my face, nor the breeze at my back. I was making peace with my reality, and then we were free. What choice did I have but to run? To have stayed in that town would have sent me straight back to jail. This was my only chance. When I saw you grab a horse from the stable, I followed, knowing my life there was forever done. But also knowing I would yet feel the wind and the rain and the sun, even though they do pain me at times. At least to feel them as a gift. So with that, I must head my separate way. I cannot travel with you anymore, and I am taking Shepard.
You were never to be trusted. I knew. You've taken an oath to the law only to break it. But what a companion you've been. What a pain in my side. What a protector.
You must accept what I say as true and nothing more. I have no secret motivations. I have simply followed you. And now that I have told you my story, I must go. It's clear you will never trust me. Look at us. I have no one, and you have no one. Your prophecy, as you call it, will fall flat without help. I wish you good luck.
Francis! Wait!
Let us leave this coward. Take us to a new town where we might start again.
Francis! Do not trust that man. He'll say whatever he must to control you.
Finally, we are alone. We are alone. Finally, we are alone. Just a few steps more.
I know that much time has passed. That is all I know for sure. Day into night, night into day. But no telling how long it has truly been. I hobble along with my only horse and my weapon. The sun taunts me at times. It appears close in the sky, just out of reach, but then moves further and further away. Why did Francis leave? What was it that caused such a parting? I hardly remember now. It happened so suddenly. That stranger, that man whose name I now forget, he pushed a wedge between us, poisoned our journey with doubt. A scoundrel. There, ahead. Could it be? Francis, what has happened? I can hardly remember your face. Will I know it's you?
Help! Help! Someone help! Oh, old friend, I am truly a sight. Please help. I've been double-crossed.
Oh, of course, it is you. The one I despise most. Here you are, just as I first found you.
Francis has left me for dead. I see now who the real coward was. Not you, my friend. You have principles, common sense, perhaps dignity. That Francis claimed to trust me, but soon met up with a few lawmen and dropped me here. Apparently, I've no bounty on my head in this region.
Lawman, you say? You're sure?
Yes.
And why should I believe you?
You can't, I suppose. This place is not meant for trusting or believing or moral nature. It is a place for survival, strategy, for deviance and violence above all else, I'd say. I only ask for your rescue because I know it could benefit us both. The lawmen plan to ambush you and bring you in. What's more, I have gleaned from Francis that your stats are low and you are a poor shot. You have a gun in your possession, but it won't do you any good. I am a sharpshooter and highly ranked. I can give you protection. If I lie, feel free to end my life. But if you continue on this road, you will encounter Francis and company.
It is true that this place has no room for deep moral questions, something Francis and I disagreed upon. You clearly understand this world as I do. If you should help me, be my protection, as you say, I will inform you of my journey, the prophecy, the destination that promises riches beyond imagination.
All of this sounds very agreeable, friend. But please, first, I must be untied. I cannot help if I remain tied.
I have no weapon for you as of yet, and I will not be giving you mine, poor shot or no. That would leave me unarmed, and I am no fool. Francis is the last to have deceived me. We will head to town, procure you a rifle, and then head off on our quest.
Francis mentioned you were on a fool's errand, searching for a treasure off a known map, a treasure no one has proven to exist.
A fool's errand? Francis never appreciated the sophistication of this quest.
Yes, that you were only chasing this imaginary treasure to make it appear you were headed towards something, rather than running away.
There is much Francis did not know. For example, I was visited by an apparition.
And who isn't these days?
The angel told me I was destined to fulfill a prophecy of sorts, a quest that would take me past the edge to a new world. Ever since that dream, the prophecy has slowly been coming true. It began with the prison break-in, has continued as I head onward. I, with the help of one other soul, would discover treasures, riches, and knowledge untold if we would only travel off the edge of the map. I imagined for a very long time it would be Francis who joined me, but now I see it might be the likes of you. An unlikely and yet destined pairing.
Well, I apologize for my remarks, for our troubled start. It was Francis the Deceiver who helped us realize our true partnership. It was destined. Now, despite not having a weapon in my ownership, would you consider untying me from this bondage?
It will only be a few miles' ride to the nearest town. Be patient, and you will soon be free. I have a plan for our entry into town. I will pose as your captor, bring you to the sheriff, and once we are alone with him, I will threaten him at gunpoint until he gives us a weapon for you.
That is all well and good, but perhaps you can untie me till then. My hands grow numb and my wrists bloody.
I cannot risk it. We will stick to my plan.
Perhaps if you knew something of my past, something of my present, you would see the humanity in letting me go. I will recount it to you and let you be the judge.
Alas, it will not sway me. Once my plans are laid, they do not change. Something you must know about me if we are to be partners. It was something Francis despised.
But friend, we are starting anew. No before, no Francis, only us two and our secrets. Could that alone be enough to untie me? I was a lawman myself. In fact, they are coming for you now. If you untie me, you will be spared.
I've heard enough. Why did I think for a second you could be trusted?
Where are you taking me? The law is coming for us now. I hear their whistles. I hear their horses. About 30 lawmen, I swear.
I hear nothing but the wind, you fool.
Wait, I didn't mean it. I was no lawman. Please, I take it back.
Ha! Perhaps you are of no use to me after all. How am I ever to believe you, to ever trust you, or any living soul for that matter?
You have what's left of my honor, what's left of my word. But what good is my word? I beg of you, take me back to the horse, and I will lie no longer. I will complain no longer.
This is your final chance to prove yourself worthy of my company. Tell me what has truly happened to Francis.
Francis, he didn't abandon me. That was a lie. My final lie? Please hold your fire.
Give me a reason.
It was my intention that you would lose all hope in Francis and trust me instead.
What have you done with Francis?
Nothing at all. We were accosted in the roadway. A group took Francis and threw me to the ground.
I should leave you here to die. You say for certain that they took him.
Yes, and I can show you the direction. If only you untie me first.
Ugh. You snake! How can I discern if any of this is true?
I suppose you cannot, but as we both agreed, this place is not meant for trusting. Now, you will use me to get your darling Francis, and I will use you for my freedom. You will not regret this decision, friend.
Silence! For the location of Francis, you'll point me the correct way?
Once I'm free, I will speak freely as well.
One false move and you'll be shot down.
Untie me!
Francis!
On your honor, untie me. You can't leave me here now. Don't abandon something we've just begun. I tell you, I believe in your quest. The journey!
Ah. Not another word from you.
Yet again, it is my time to speak. Let my actions speak.
Oh, Francis! You're alive!
The last two in the world I'd like to see.
How good it is to see you alive. I beg you, will you ever trust me again? This dreadful urchin has found his way back into my life. We must figure out what to do with him.
Come, Charlie. We will speak in private.
Secrets among traitors? Surely they will not be secrets for long.
We were ambushed. I was overtaken for a moment, but broke free. Shepard was gone when I looked back. I thought perhaps he had planned it from the start.
For once, I have not caught him in a lie.
I am not so sure. I'm a bit vexed that you have rescued him and brought him back to us.
Us? Are you saying we are once again comrades? Will you follow me, or rather maybe travel, side by side?
Alas, I was just beginning to enjoy my freedom. I don't believe I can follow you again. And I don't believe I can trust Shepard any longer. In fact, I must go.
No. Please do not go. May we get rid of him forever.
I'm afraid I have no business here.
Francis, wait! Do not leave me here!
And you, Shepard, you waste my time. I am finally finished with the lot of you.
Wait.
When I left, I was free. I was heading to that far-off outpost to unburden myself of Shepard and continue on to a new life. The taste of freedom has given me a new appreciation for solitude. You could be free yourself, Charlie. Throw off that old prophecy. It does nothing for you.
But I have nothing else. Without it, where am I going?
See, This is what I've been trying to tell you from the beginning. You've let your mission define you. Isn't it enough to simply be alive? To let the desert take you where it may? Perhaps you can't let go. Perhaps you really do know nothing else. Poor soul. You hopeless soul. Let us leave Shepherd here and then part ways.
Nothing was foretold, was it? I will walk deep into that desert alone.
As will I, but we all must do it. Now remove him from your horse.
The old Francis would not leave him to die.
As I've said before, I felt freedom. I felt the unshackling of moral impunity. Why do you still concern yourself with this man? Let us go now, I in one direction and you in the other.
Please, at least untie me now.
Come, Charlie, leave him.
Allow me to collect my thoughts.
Please untie me.
The prophecy cannot be false. Oh, I've lost everything. I am chained to this obligation. Or is the whole world a lie? Regardless, I am chained.
You can unchain us both, friend. We could soon be free like Francis.
I have followed my journey to the letter. And what has it gotten me?
I would follow you. I've proven trustworthy enough, haven't I?
This place, the infinite sky, the infinite rock. We've lost sight of it, haven't we? It surrounds, it suffocates, it brutalizes, it batters my heart. I am thrown this way and that on a whim, torn apart, put back together. But oh, I love it. I have loved it so much I've lost sight of what it is, lost sight of what we are. Just grains of sand in its hourglass, falling one by one to our dooms, over and over again. Wait a while. The glass will turn right side up again. Another hour gone. But here we are, still at play. I will go, Francis. I will walk deep into that desert alone. But I should do it knowing we are both free.
What are you doing?
I thank you for that one small kindness.
Fools. How impossible it is to really know the mind of another. I suppose I must see and wait and see how this action plays out.
You waited for me.
I pity you.
Will you not come with me now?
Do you believe that that devil will come after us again?
Don't be afraid, Francis. He is only the devil we both made. Ugh.
You will pay for your sins in this life, and the next, and the next. I didn't forget about you. Oh, how easy it is to be cruel. In this place, there is no death, so we must find other ways to kill. Finally, we can say our goodbyes forever.
I would kill you 1,000 times. I would drag you through the desert by your ankles. I should have left you to die.
Hello? Is anyone there? So it is decided then. I will sit here for eternity.
When my last line of dialogue is read, and I sink down into this water, I will exist only in the minds of others as I was. Everything I say will be repeated, but it will never be new again. It will never be like this again, for you or for me.
It's the end of your story. Time to go. An idea was told to me long ago. I was told, we are not made for this world. Where then is the world for which I was made? What if the place was nowhere, and what if the idea was nothing? What if I had only to reach out and get it? Would I then be somewhere I need not struggle, breathe, need not eat or cry? Don't forget to feed me, and I won't forget to feed you.